All right. Well, let's not worry about it because we'll be watching stuff on the blackboard. All right. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our second, or I guess it's our second internship webinar. We'll probably have a couple more this semester. Just, just, um, just wanted to let you know that we're concerned about you. Not because anything is going wrong, but we want to make sure that you guys stay connected and that there's no mystery to what we do. Our whole thing is to try to take as much mystery out of it. So we're going to talk about a couple of things tonight, and then feel free to ask questions. We're going to be on for about a half hour, maybe 35 minutes. So uh, we want to talk about the job tour videos, which I guess are the next sort of big thing coming up. We want to talk about the learning interaction reports, and we want to talk about your management reports. And then answer questions about any of those three things or any other questions you have about the course. Now by this time, you've all been starting to take the quizzes online there from the book, You'll Never Get It Right by Doing It Wrong. I don't know how many we have. I forget, 13 of them or something like that, 10 of them. But now it's time to start thinking about some of the other things you have to do. So let's talk about the job tour video first. Now, Amanda, would you bring the website up, please?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, it's up.
So we put together a special website for you, and we'll be adding to it again this semester. Amanda just put it into a nice template format. This is a free Google website that we set up, which is pretty cool. So your job tour video is pretty simple. Now, you saw an example of what Amanda did, or I don't know if you've seen it by now, but we have a video on how to do your job tour video. Amanda, what do we have on the website about your job tour video?
So under the job tour video tab, the first part of the screen is the screencast-o-matic video that I believe Megan made, describing on how to do your job tour video. And then underneath it is the sample job tour video that I created my semester taking it with you. I believe it was summer a few years ago.
And Amanda's also going to be putting up another 3 or 4 examples of job tour videos. Now, listen, these things don't have to be too long. I mean, I think we limit them to 10 minutes, don't we? Or but 8 minutes is fine. And you just simply want to, we want to get a flavor of what you do. So you can actually take video and make comments about it. You can use Screencast-O-Matic, which I believe we show you how to do on the website, don't we, Amanda?
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who've had me in class before, you know how to do Screencast-O-Matic videos. That's where you create PowerPoint slides, and or you can put them into Prezi. You can take still pictures. You write some text, that kind of stuff, and you narrate a description of your job. So there's a whole bunch of different ways to attack this. What we want basically is we just want to know what's going on in your job, and we have some things to talk about, right? We want you to know how you're impacting the customer experience on your job, how you're helping your employer on your job, and we also want to know any technology you're using. Now, let me say this real clearly: we don't want you to expose any confidential information on your job tour videos. Like every now and then we get somebody who's working, let's say, a front desk, and they show us how their property management system works. Well, all of a sudden a real guest name is up there, and we can't have that. So, you can do some editing, write in YouTube, that kind of stuff. Just black that stuff out, or fog it out, whatever, as you're showing us that. We do want to see what kind of technology you're using, but please don't endanger any customer information or anything like that. Okay. We're going to put up one that Mike Brock did last year. I guess it was last summer. He was working at, what was it, Wonder Bar, Amanda, in New Jersey there. And he did a great one where he started out driving to work And Bruce Springsteen used to play at this bar, so he's playing Bruce Springsteen music and stuff like that. He did interviews with people. So there's all kinds of creative ways you can do it. We just want to have we want you to tell us the story of your job. Okay, no more than 10 minutes. 8 minutes is fine. No proprietary information. Okay, and nothing negative. You know, even if you hate your job, don't say it on your job tour video. Because this stuff, you know, it has a way of finding its way back to people. Post it up on YouTube and send the link to Amanda. Okay. Are there any questions about job tour videos?
I have a question.
Okay. Who's this? Anir?
Anir.
Okay.
All right. So I work at the front desk. I work at the front desk at a Marriott.
Okay.
Right now, and I'm just doing my training, my computer training.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to know, would it just be possible if I was to make like I just explain what I'm doing, like how I'm talking to you right now over a video, and send it?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank
You
you.
know, if you want to, Anir, take some still shots.
Right.
Of some screens, of some computer screens, for example,
Exactly.
making sure you black out any sensitive information. Okay.
I mean, it's gonna be perfect now because I'm doing my online training, so everything
Perfect.
alias or on training gonna be.
Oh, okay, great.
Right now, the perfect time to do it.
That's perfect. The perfect time to do it. Yeah, that'd be great. But you know, your job is going to go beyond just the technology too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So you do some of those things. I think it's going to be great. Anir, I can already tell you're going to do a great one.
I appreciate it.
We're going to call you Cecil B. Anir, the famous producer.
Oh wow, that'd be dope.
So is there, someone was asking, is there a recommended website to use for the video?
Yes.
Yes, it's well, first of all, go to our website where we tell you how to do this, but we're going to tell you use a thing called Screencast-O-Matic. Okay, you get all the information on our website, and it tells you how to make a video like that. But listen, you can also make it right from your iPhone, upload it up into YouTube. And did you know that you can edit right in YouTube, put transitions in, you can put headings on the screen, that kind of stuff too.
I think I have a video on how to do that too that we used in one of our other classes, so I'll be sure to post that.
Okay, good. Listen, we don't want you to stress out about this, okay? I mean, we're not looking for great cinematic productions, a cast of 1,000, but, but do be mindful of the movie rating system. PG is okay. R is probably too much, so G is fine on this stuff. So yeah, the shots of you talking over the pictures in here would be great. It'd be really great. And it's very user friendly. You're right. How about some other questions about the job tour video?
I just also wanted to add quick, please be sure to include your job position, because we've had in the past that people kind of mention it, but they don't really tell us what position they hold. And that's kind of important to.
Oh, right in the video itself. You're right, Amanda. Yeah, because we might be showing these videos, for example, in the intro class, or maybe like if we're doing a day in the life type of thing where students come to Stockton and they meet with some different departments they're thinking about, or programs they're thinking about majoring in. These job tour videos would be great to show for something like that. Okay? That's why you can't say anything bad. No cursing. Did I have to mention that? I don't think so, probably. Okay? Any other JTV or job tour video questions?
We don't have any in the chat right now, but if any comes up, I can let you know.
Okay, great. Let's talk about LIRs.
Okay.
LIRs are learning interaction reports. Remember I said we're going to talk about 3 things tonight: job tour videos, learning interaction reports, and your management report. Okay. And by the way, Amanda and I are available anytime if you have questions. Okay, so don't we never want you to stress here about this kind of stuff. Okay, and Tara Marsh is also available to answer questions about this stuff, but but she's more the the forms and that kind of stuff. So it's my responsibility to make sure you know the class stuff. So that's why we do these webinars. So LIRs, okay, it's a learning interaction report, and these we want to be short, okay. We want them to be short, and because sometimes in the past they were all really good. I mean, we learned so many interesting things with these things, but some people went into like too much depth, and instead of like covering just one incident, they covered 4 or 5 types of things. So let me just tell you basically what a learning interaction report is. When you're on the job, okay, when you're out there doing your job, we know that things are going to come up that on your job, and maybe you learn something about this in a course. So we want you to report on that and let us know how you use the course material to apply towards solving a problem or getting something done in your job. Let me give you an example. I know a couple semesters ago, someone was working at a big casino hotel, and they had some things about fire alerts that they were, and fire drills that they were doing. And this person wrote that in their facilities management class, they had gone through all these fire codes and fire procedures. And so this student said that she knew what to do when they said, okay, there's certain things you got to do, and how she already knew that and understood why they were doing those things. Okay, so Amanda, we have 5 things, right, that people need to do with these learning interaction reports.
Yes, I actually have them up on the screen right now.
Okay, now listen, that's fantastic. For right now, you're going to be putting these just into a discussion board. And we have a thing on our website there, right, Amanda, that says how to do that?
Mm-hmm. We actually have a video on how to do it.
Yeah, a video on how to do it. We might be modifying that shortly. We're actually going to provide you with a form with drop-down stuff, but we're still working on that. So, because we want to interpret these things. So let's go through the 5 things that you're gonna have when you do a learning interaction report. And again, these are short. You need to do 5 of them over the course of the semester. Okay. What's the first thing, Amanda?
What happened?
So you're going to tell us what occurred at work that made you think of something you'd learned in a class. It doesn't have to be an emergency or a dire thing. It could be something good, For example, here's a thought. Maybe a manager or a supervisor came up to you and said, I was watching you with a guest yesterday, and I liked the way you handled their problem. You did a really good job with that. Well, and you thought to yourself, you know what? We talked about this kind of feedback in, let's say, for example, the human resources class. Well, you're going to write down for this number 1 thing here, what happened, 2 or 3 sentences. And you might say, I handled a guest problem and the guest was satisfied. My manager came up to me and said, I was really proud of you, how you handled that. And you can say, it made me feel good. Okay. So then you would put down, so what's the number 2 thing, Amanda?
Well, that was 1 and 2 together. What happened, and then describe it in 2 to 3 sentences. But
Yeah, it's just number 1.
Number 2 is, which class did the incident you handled come up in?
Yeah, so if you learned about something like that in human resources, so what is that, 4112 human resources? I forget, or 3112 or whatever it is. You don't have to remember the exact number, but it'll help if you do. HTMS 3112 or whatever, the human resources management. You just got to write that down. Now we're about to create a pull down menu where you can just click on the class it came from. Now if maybe it wasn't a hospitality class, then write in that maybe it was accounting or something like that. whatever it happens to be. Interestingly, we're getting a lot of feedback on the facilities management class, which I know most people don't really think of that much, but it's amazing how that kind of stuff comes up all the time. All right, so what's number 3, Amanda?
Which concept from that class did you use?
Yeah, so human resources would be the class, and then which concept? Well, you might call that concept positive feedback. Just something simple like that, okay? And then what's number 4?
What did you do?
So in other words, because when this happened, what did you do? And then
What impact?
number 5, what impact it had. So for example, when you did something good for a guest and you got recognized for it, what impact did that have on the company? Okay, on the organization. And again, just real simple stuff here, all right? If you want to write two sentences about each one, that's fine, but no more than that, How about some questions about the LIRs? And Amanda, LIRs are just like that gym company. It's a no judgment zone, okay? Right? What's the name of that?
Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness. It's no it's no judgment, okay? Just do your best here to tell us, kind of what happened and maybe we've had people like with point of sale systems. I do a lot of teaching about point of sale systems, and we had things where a new server had a question, and one of our graduates or one of our internship students knew how to handle the point of sale system. Well, so what was the impact of that? Well, it got the server able to clear out a table quickly, and customers were happy, and we made more money. Okay. How about some questions on that? Any questions? Good. All right, the last part is the management report. Now, you won't be doing this until later in the semester, but let's just kind of cover some things because I know people get nervous about it. Your management report should be something that a manager would do. All right, it has to be something that is beneficial to the organization. And it has to be something that's kind of outside your normal job duties, okay? I think, and we have a section about this in the website, don't we, Amanda?
Yeah, it's under a final project report, and we have a screencast-o-matic video on how to do it.
Great. Yes, they're due at the end of the course, Eric. Okay. I think a couple days before the end of the course because I gotta read them.
Yeah, if they look at the internship schedule, the final date is on there.
Yeah, but very close to the end. So here's the thing. You want to let's suppose Eric, since you asked the question, Eric, what is your job description? What do you do?
Hold on, I just have to
on your job?
Did
Eric?
Okay,
Oh,
Eric,
Eric.
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I'm working for Chick-fil-A, and I'm like an assistant hospitality director.
Eric, tell me what an assistant hospitality director does.
So what they do is they basically make sure that all the customers are taken care of. Because if you've ever been to a Chick-fil-A, it's not just getting your food and sitting down. So basically, I have to ensure that all the guests are taken care of, and all the employees are, checking in on the tables, making sure they have all the condiments and refills that they need. And we just go that extra mile that makes us a little better than other quick service restaurants.
Yeah, and I love Chick-fil-A, Eric. So what do you think might be a good management report or management project that you could do for them?
So what I'm doing, I can already tell you, so my project is before anyone knew who I was, I went in and I was like a secret shopper, and I kind of assessed how everyone was doing and what they were not doing. And basically what I have to do is I have to create almost like a guideline or a curriculum for the new restaurant that they're opening. So
Perfect.
sure that everything gets done correctly.
See, that's perfect. That's perfect. Savannah, did you have a question too? Thanks, Eric.
The Savannah's question was also when the LIRs were due.
Oh, when the LIRs are due. LIRs are due by the end of the semester, but you should be doing them during the semester, okay? Like, don't do all 5 the last day. So there's a great example from Eric about a great example of a management project. It's something that he can leave with the company that will make them better off, and it's something beyond what he does on his regular everyday job. Now, when you read the details of the final management project, you'll see that we don't want to necessarily have we don't want to see your actual project you did. We want you to do a report about your project. And here's why. There's 2 reasons. One, it's the end of the semester, everybody's busy, so we don't want you to have to do some giant, like 25-page paper. Matter of fact, what are the management project papers are like 4 or 5 pages, Amanda?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. Yeah, and we give you a very specific, I think in the video it says like 10 pages, but it's actually less. We give you a very specific, it's almost a questionnaire to fill out where you tell us about your project. So we do that for 2 reasons. One, we don't want to burden you with a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, this semester is not about you doing classwork. It's about you doing your job and growing and making an impression upon people out there. So one of the reasons we don't want to overload you with work. The second reason is a couple times when we first started doing this and people did their management project, there was some pretty sensitive information in there. And now all of a sudden I've got sensitive information from from employers, which I don't want to have. So we have you just do a report about your report or about your project. And you'll find it's very, very simple to do. It doesn't take too long, and it's good. Okay? How about some questions about that? No questions, Amanda?
Nothing's coming up in the chat.
All right. Well, I guess we're kind of running out of time, right?
Yeah, we're cutting it a little close, but if
Okay. Does anybody have any questions before we sign off? Okay, good. Well, listen, we're always available. You can email either one of us, that kind of stuff. Happy to take care of you. Okay, so before we run out of recording time, we want to make sure we sign off. I want to tell each of you it's a real pleasure to have you in class, and my only regret is we don't get to meet face to face and have some good discussions. But I'm real proud of the work you're doing, and just keep it up and don't make things too complicated, okay?
all right.
I mean, is that it?
Yeah, we don't have any questions.
All right. Peace out.